What's up, everybody? Oh my gosh, I got the sniffles. Ugh. What's up? It's the 24th, y'all. It's another Sunday. Sundays be going by so fast. The weekend, honestly. Let's see what we got going on. All right, nobody is in the. Oh, wait. That was me. Period. Period. Ooh. All right, so we definitely gonna wait for people to come on in. While we do that, let me get everybody. Mm-mm-mm. We got 4 minutes. Cause we got little things to talk about. So, we usually give y'all 5 minutes to get on in here. And that's what we're gonna do. Hi, thank you. I know. Last week was very unexpected, but I'm here. Mm, 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 mm. Yes, we are doing well, actually. We're doing great, let me say. I'll touch on that topic in a little bit. Just waiting for everybody to come on in. Yeah. What is up? Hey. Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? I am trying to figure something out. Oh, I think I figured it out. I figured it out. I thought I was a part of these. All right. Y'all hang tight. We got 2 minutes. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to come on in. Uh, okay, so that's everybody. All right, we got 1 more minute before we start. I really wanted to do this episode last week, but things take an unexpected turn. Um, so yeah. All right. Should I do like the fashionably late kind of time? Should I be like, okay, I'll give y'all till 8:01? Because I don't know. All right, it's 8 o'clock. It is one of those. Nah, I know a lot of people are still coming in, but what's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Soleil City Podcast. I am so glad to be here, guys. Definitely glad to not see you guys. Well, see the chat bumping, but you know what I mean. And some people stay silent in here, they just watch, but I definitely appreciate everybody tuning in. So, welcome. I love that. I love that. Thanks. Thanks, cheers. Anyways, so before we get started on the topic, as you can see, this topic is called Get Out Now. And I know y'all are like, is this like the movie Get Out? No, it's not. Almost similar, but no. Um, like I said last week, took an unexpected turn. Had a loss in my significant other's family. So, definitely had to take some time for that because it was kind of like, I really wasn't, I won't say I wasn't in the right headspace, but just out of respect, I had to just take that time. But I'm back. And I am definitely excited to say that next Sunday is open discussion, y'all. I am excited. I love open discussion. You know why? Because it gets down to the nitty gritty. Even if we bring up old past topics from like my first season or even this season, we get down and dirty, y'all. And I'm gonna have some questions. I don't know. I'm trying to think of if I want to bring somebody in to kind of like do this with me. Um, if you're available, we could definitely do this thing over the internet too. So we're down and funky, period. You stink thinking, huh? No. um, I'm definitely excited to do open discussion. I think that's my favorite part. And it's the ending of the season, y'all. Season 3, like I said, and I made a promise to you guys, season 3 is not going to take that long to come back out. I just need a little bit of time because, I ain't gonna do y'all like Tyler Perry and all them people that be taking so long to release a season. I'm not gonna do that. I did that the first time, but I think I should be good for second season to at least air within 2 to 3 months. Just because, the move and getting all new types of equipment, backgrounds, all that stuff. But if you're definitely in support of my podcast and would like to send a donation for all these things that I do have to purchase to keep up my podcast, you're definitely welcome to do so. And I always forget to do this because it's just like, let me go ahead and share it to the chat. If you're tuning in, just click on that. That'll definitely give my views as well. But I'm definitely excited to say, again, before we get started, we have a birthday shout out, everybody. Bestie, where you at? Tell them about yourself, okay? Happy early birthday to Ty. Your birthday is on Tuesday, the 26th. Oh my gosh, guys, we are getting older, okay? Happy birthday. I wish you many more. I pray that everything that you want out of this life, out of this world, is what you get, what you deserve, Stay positive, stay beautiful, enjoy it. Love you down. Love you down. Happy early birthday. And always thank you for tuning in to every episode that you possibly can. Like, it's amazing. I love to talk about people's support, and you're one of the people who definitely come in and support. Even when you're on the road, you're like, yeah, I'm moving, but I'm gonna watch. I'm doing this, but I'm gonna watch. So thank you for that. It's always appreciated. You know me, I don't let nothing go unnoticed, especially when it comes to people who definitely support or are behind my movement. Yes, yes, yes. All right, guys. So I definitely want to jump into the topic of get out now. And I always say this, but I always end up touching that hour mark. I really honestly feel like this time it's not going to be that long of an episode, especially gearing up for open discussion. Um, I think the last time open discussion ran for about an hour and a half or 2 hours. So this episode, it's gonna be a good one. It's not gonna be lengthy, but I like to definitely give like some advice. I like to joke and all this other stuff. You might get a little story in between, but yeah. So get out now is pretty much just been my mind frame. I've had to get out of situations. Like I had to cut off recently, I had to cut off a situation, I had to cut off a family member. Y'all know I'm not afraid to talk about anything. I let y'all in the door without knowing my address, pretty much. um, so I had to cut off a family member, and I'm okay with that. Don't cry about it, don't care about it, because I know how some of us could tend to be selfish with ourselves, but we also got to be mindful of what others are going through. And particularly for this situation, this person was not mindful of what I was dealing with or going through. They just threw their baggage on me. Um, and even in my good days, it was just like, I didn't want drama. It was like I was staring away from a lot of drama. I don't want to hear mess. If you're not trying to do better for yourself or come up out of, situations or repetitive negativity, I don't care to hear it. Like, and I'm just being real. I know people need people, but at some point it's like, it gets draining. I don't want to keep saying the same things. I'm already a person, like, I don't like to repeat myself. So, if I gotta constantly repeat myself to you and you're just like kind of like, I didn't want to hear this. I just wanted to talk to her about this. I'm okay with just being a listening ear. But when you coming to me, at some point you're coming to me for advice. What should I do? Cause what should I do? And it got overbearing. And it's crazy because I was the one who was giving the advice, whether that person liked it or not. you know, they wrote me when they was like, it was kind of harsh what you said, but I get it, this, that. I feel like if you get it, you would understand that this is coming from a place of love and at the same time annoyance, because like I want better for people. I don't want you staying in no stagnant situation. Um, I don't want you to be faking in your mind that things is what it is when it's really not, or vice versa. So that was something that I had to just get out of. I didn't care. I said what I said, and I meant what I said. Period. Um so yeah, anyway, I just was like, you know what? I'm gonna name this episode Get Out Now. What better way to have like a topic where I'm gearing into staring people into motivating yourself, being there for yourself, loving on yourself, saying fuck the haters, fuck the negativity. I'm not about to sit here and just be in my past episode, be in this misery with somebody when I know that I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like when you know you good, at some point you don't be wanting to hear this shit, because it's like, why? Like, why do I gotta stay stagnant with you? Like, and that brings up my first topic. Like, are you guys staying stagnant? Like, just think about it for a second. Is there anything, whether it's a job, it's a relationship, a friendship, a family member, um, is there anything that you're staying stagnant with, like that you should just let go of, that you should just be like, I'm just gonna get out of this? And I feel like sometimes we tend to put ourselves in similar situations, like with people too. Like we could be cool with Jackie. Jackie is pessimistic as hell, but just because Tyler is not as pessimistic, we deal with Tyler better than Jackie, but they're both pessimistic. So you cut off Jackie, but you don't cut off Tyler, because Tyler is not pessimistic every day like Jackie was. So, you know what I'm saying? And it's still a similar situation. At some point, you got to learn how to let that go. Like, why? Me, I don't like pessimism at all. If you come in, you tell me, oh, I can't do this. Or if I'm like, yeah, it'll work out. And you're like, I doubt it. At some point, I'm going to cut the conversation because why the fuck am I being motivated to you? And all I'm getting is, yeah, probably. Uh, you got to understand, like, you got to speak stuff into your life, positivity. You got to manifest what you want in your life. And there's people that really just don't believe in stuff like that. And they're just like, this is the way of the world. I always get bad luck and this is that. You always get bad luck because you think you're going to get bad luck. That's why. Or you just don't feel like you're going to win at anything. And that's the problem. I'm not saying that every time it's going to be a winning season when you manifest, because sometimes when you manifest, the things that you are asking for may not be what it's supposed to be then and there for you. It's not supposed to be in the now as soon as you manifest it. Maybe it needs to come later. Maybe there's something that you need to change in order for that manifestation to come right then and there. People don't understand that when you speak for yourself, you can't speak for anybody else. You can say whatever you want. You could call Tasha ugly. You could say Tasha ain't never gonna be shit. But if Tasha's over there manifesting for herself all these good things, you'll be shocked that Tasha will have six figures in her account while you was talking bad about Tasha wasting your time and you ain't got nothing in your bank. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the type of person like, yeah, I joke and stuff or whatever, but at some point, I'm not gonna wish bad on people. Like, I would really, really have to like have some sort of animosity or hate to you. Like, you would have had to really done something to me for me to say like, I hate this person. Like, I don't wish no good. But then again, I don't do stuff like that because I don't want that for myself. I don't want that for my family. I don't want me saying, oh, I wish this person this, that. And then it happens to my family. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. It's never been in me. So it takes a lot for me to get to that point too. Yeah, like like for me, I you would really have to like push a button. Like, okay, for instance, the situation with my family member that I cut off. I've given chance after chance, and sometimes family get a little extra chance, but you know that person kind of hit like the third or fourth mark, and that's way over for me. And this has not happened just at this age. This has happened when I was young, getting accusations at my young age from this cousin. Then it was something else, and now it's something else, and it's just like I can't do this. You keep saying you positive, but you come with so much negativity. You come with so much paranoia. Ain't nobody gonna be able to help you but a psych ward or a therapist, whatever, which one ever comes first. Maybe both need to happen. I feel you, bestie, but folks deserve whatever they get coming to them, whether you wish it or not. Yeah, they do. But what I'm saying is, I am not going to be the person to wish bad on anybody. I'm not going to say, oh, I hope you choke and die. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to wish you the best. And whatever comes to you, comes to you. Because you got to understand when you're speaking negativity towards other people's lives, that can happen to you or to anybody in your family. That's why I tell people, like, yeah, you can be mad at people or whatever, but saying certain things that are completely out of the way to hurt somebody or to wish that on somebody can fall back on you. Karma's a bitch. Let's just be real. The block is gonna spin. Um, so that's why I'm more so like, like I get mad or whatever, I get pissed off. I might say some effed up stuff, but I don't ever be like, oh, I hope you die. I don't know. I don't hope for that. I don't wish for that. I don't. Mm-mm. I don't wish for nobody to go to jail. I've been there. I would never go back. Um, a lot of people don't know that, but that's a story for another day, maybe. But yeah, like if you're in stagnant situations, get out of it because um I know, right? I'm so pretty for jail. Like when I was sitting in there, I was like, all right, I could do like an hour or two. But then I didn't have nobody in the room with me. I'm like, this is boring. Like if I had somebody in here with me, I probably feel a little bit better. But they had you in like this. Yeah, it was I realized I couldn't do it. I was like, I don't know how people do it. Even if it was just for like a couple hours or whatever, they was trying to keep me overnight. And I'm like, bitch, no. But I had a few scenarios. I almost got locked up when I was younger too. Big fight broke out in middle school, and they was just arresting people. Me running, trying to see the fight, being nosy. Cop picked me up, and I had to fake like, oh my god, like, oh, I'm so scared. And he was like, okay, come in my cop car. This, that. I was like, you're not gonna take me to jail. I didn't do nothing. Oh, fun times, funny times actually. But anyways, guys, when I say getting out of stagnant situations, yeah, like stuff that are not like is not letting you elevate or grow. If you don't feel it, you know what I'm saying? Like for me right now, I'm in a season where I'm feeling it, but there's something else I could do to feel more of it. You know, like I know I'm in my elevating season. I've been making moves, I've been making progress. I've been doing all kinds of things that I said, I need to start doing. And, you know, we don't know when we're going to die, but slowly but surely I'm making as much progression as I possibly can before that time ever comes. And I pray it's no time soon. Um just so my family is good, I'm good, my daughter's good, everybody around me that I love, my friends and whatever. And I could one day be that person to be like, hey, here's $100. I don't care. It ain't I ain't gonna miss it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I strive for. Another thing when it comes to being stagnant is we tend to be stagnant with things because we are so much in our heads. Um, I know I'm guilty of it. I've been in my head a few times about certain things. I've let people tell me certain things about myself that I knew wasn't true, and I let it decrease my happiness and my confidence a few times, and I used to be in my head about stuff like that. I'm like, is it true? Like, I'm so, even though I knew myself, I was always in my head about that. And not even just that, getting in your head about moving on, progressing, um getting out of your head of trying something new, getting out of your head when it comes to maybe a job that you're just like, oh, I'm not good enough for this job, I'm not going to apply. Please apply. Please apply. Let me tell you, you don't know where you'll end up, you don't know where you'll go. um and it's the same thing for like the job that I'm at now. Like, I was like, oh my God, I was so in my head about everything. But then I stopped myself and I was like, I'm going to manifest it. I'm going to be great at this job. I'm going to do good. I'm not going to stress. If there's any point that I do, I will say, verbalize how I'm feeling. Because when you speak negativity upon yourself, like I said, that's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna be. So at my job, I don't stress. I ask for help. Sometimes the help just automatically comes. They're like, "Yeah, I'll take over this program." Da 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 da. And you are thank you. Perfect example of speaking positivity and getting what you want for it. Yeah, like you, and that was the thing. Like y'all gotta remember, I'm being honest with y'all. Like I lost my previous job. I was, making under 40, a little bit under 40 for the year. Um, and now with this new job, I'm making better money, way better money. And I'm not going to stop there. I'm looking to possibly within the next few months ask to be in a different position that'll put me way further, or even just like branching out and doing what I really want to do. And I think I told you guys about that cooking venture that I'm looking into as well. So that's something I'm starting that, to be honest with you, is another thing I have to get out of my head. Like, I know I could cook. I'm just like, how do I start? Where do I start? Oh my God, am I gonna be wasting food? Am I gonna have an audience? Are people gonna like it? And I know I could cook. I just be in my head about stuff like that because I'm like, I don't want this to fumble because this is my first time actually stepping away from the entertainment world, stepping away from the cosmetology world. Now I'm venturing off into cooking. And I've taken the liberty of cooking up different stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, what if I forget an ingredient? Like, does this happen? So I'm looking for advice from people who are in that type of world, or I just be wanting things to be perfect. Like I tell people, like, that's another thing I got to get out of my head. Nothing's perfect. So when I try to, say, oh, I'm going to need this before I start, I don't want to do this, and then I don't have this. That stuff I got to get out of my head. Being real with y'all, there are things I'm not perfect, so there are things that I'm still in my head about that I know I should just start. You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't know how the crowd would react until I actually do it. So I'm working on it. A lot of things that I could be like, oh, I'll just go right ahead and do it, is because um I was familiar with it, or I went to school for it, or people know I love acting, I love entertainment, so that to me is just like whatever. I don't even care. I probably can't even act, but I will do it. I want to do it. So that's another thing. I'm just like, ugh, like I want to do the cooking thing, but I want to call Tyler Perry. Y'all, I'm thirsty today. This drink is good. Um, but oh yeah, I know I can. I won't even make the excuse of having a child because I see so many people doing things with kids, and they may have more help than some, but I just know, like, if my daughter was where she would need to be, I probably would have been more so comfortable venturing off. But at the same time, that's not even an excuse. I know that if I venture off and do the things like acting, it really could be a good come up, a great come up for my daughter's future or my kids' future. So I'm getting there, and I'm getting to a point where I'm saving up and doing all these things. And yeah, like, moving is a big step again because it's, with the economy and everything going on, is money out the ass. But I'm confident in being on a timely schedule with all my bills, as I've have been for a long time. It sucks, my credit sucks, but I'm getting there. um but yeah, guys, get out of your head when it comes to certain things. Don't let anybody tell you what you already know, because people would try to steer you away from what you already know about you. You got to remember, when you love yourself, and I'm always going to say, when you love yourself, you know yourself first. So I don't care what your mama say, your daddy say, your cousin say, your brother, your sister, your auntie, you know you. They could be like, oh, Shamika like mac and cheese. I used to when I was 7. I don't like it no more. You know what I'm saying? I love me some baked mac and cheese. Don't get it twisted. Um, and that's another thing, like saving yourself. Save yourself. I'm not saying this in a fucked up manner, but save yourself. Like, if someone is causing you to drown in their misery, save yourself. Their situation is not your situation. The only way their situation will become your situation is when you let it. And like I told y'all previously in my past episode, Misery Loves Company, I had to, I almost drowned myself in that situation. I had to save myself. And I'm not going to hold y'all. I actually heard from old girl, she wanted to try to still be friends again. And I'm cool with that. I just told her, like, I can't take on your baggage. I know you still want to, like, have someone you can run to or talk to and get advice from, but I can't get it as involved as I was. Like you were like family. You're like, you're supposed to be my child's godmama, but that can't really be because of who you're attached to. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not telling you to leave your marriage. If that's what you want to keep up with, if that's what you want to stay in, you came back and you telling me, with you not speaking to me for a while, the same thing has been going on in your home. Why are you still there? That's just my thing. Why are you still there? It doesn't matter. I love that person down, but it's just to a point where I've given enough of me. I've given enough advice. You would just be hearing me tell you the same thing that I've said prior. If you're not happy, save yourself. If you see that you are still stagnant, and I know that a lot of people, and she mentioned it too, I know a lot of people are so fearful of the unknown. We know we're going to die one day. We know that. So, and it's crazy. People don't fear that as much. They fear the finances. If they leave somebody, their finances are going to go down or they're not going to have the help because everything is kind of maybe half and half. You can't do that because that just shows that you're staying with this person, not even for the love, but for the structure. And honestly, at some point, there is no structure. There's not even a happy home. There's nothing that you're doing to build it, elevate it, nothing. It's just, I believe this person will change and it's the same thing. This person does this for a little bit and then they go back to doing the same things. That's not growth. And even if they tell you that they're changing and you see it for a little while, guess what? Nothing in your life will move because you already know the answer. You already know that this person's not good for you. Maybe you need to let him go. And you're just going to keep yourself stagnant. And the moment it all attaches, this whole topic attaches. You are in your head when you think about stuff like that. You are in your head when you're like, oh, if I leave, my finances aren't going to be good. Um, yeah, this person's a good person, but this, that. If you ever have a but, or if you ever have like more bad than good about somebody, leave. I don't care if it's a friendship. I don't care if it's a family relationship. Leave. It's so easy to move your legs. We do it every day. If you got that mobility, you better fucking. I've seen people use their wheelchair and stroll on out. So don't tell me you can't walk out of a situation just because of finances. Like that has. I don't care if kids are involved. Yeah, me as a mom, I would love to stay with my person and have my kids and all this stuff or whatever it is to be. But if I see no growth, if I don't see that, honestly, I told him, I was like, if in the next year, if I'm not at least engaged to, I'm going to be bouncing. And it's not even a force. You know what I'm saying? It's not a force because I saw myself being married or engaged to at least like year 4 or 5. And that wasn't my fate. I know God has everything in a timing, but there's really timing to where just imagine if I left this relationship and the next person that I'm with is so great to me and he sees everything in me and he's just like, yo, I want to marry you 4 months down the road. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna, I've seen a lot of relationships, and it's not to say the ones that don't have longevity don't work. I've seen a lot of relationships come about that people have met and got married within like 6 months and they're still together till this day. I mean, I watched Love is Blind. I thought this shit was like fake at one point, but to see oh gosh, what is her name? Her and her husband, she's black, he's white. I love them. His name is Cameron. I don't know why I always forget her name, but y'all know who I'm talking about, hopefully. And they went on Love is Blind. Everybody's like, this shit is not going to work, blah, blah, blah. And it really did for them. They're still together. Even I think it was season 3 or 4, worked out perfectly for some of them. And it's like, oh, this shit really does work because you're not looking at the physical. You're just listening to what people want for their relationships. And if you vibe with it, you vibe with it. and they had to get married. So they got married in whatever amount of months. And I'm not gonna hold you. I really think that's like a cool thing. You know why? Because so much of us look at appearance, and appearance isn't always the factor. I'm not saying go out here and if you see somebody that's really like hurt in the face, God forgive me because all your children are beautiful. But if you really see that that person is not for you, maybe there's something that's throwing their facial feature off or something that you're just like, sometimes we tend to hold ourselves back for looking at so much of the physical, and maybe that's not what is really meant for us. Um, but we tend to do that and we lose out on great people. You know what I'm saying? So I personally did not expect, like, I always be like, oh, I want a guy with long hair, light skin, nice eyes. I personally did not expect for my boyfriend to look that way because I started dating darker guys. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna end up with a dark guy. So when I got with my boyfriend, I was like, yeah, he cute or whatever. But it wasn't like as I got older, I'm like, it didn't matter to me. But to actually have somebody with that the features that I had said what I wanted when I was younger was crazy. So I'm like, wow. Because I didn't pay attention to that no more. I was dating dark guys now, and I'm like, I don't really do the dark, but so anyway, let me take a look at the chat. Yes, over just finances, you can definitely leave easily these days, especially. Yeah, I mean, understand that this world is getting more and more expensive. So, and I feel like because people hold on to a lot of excuses to why they can't leave a situation or relationship, guess what? Things are going to keep going up and up financially. So, you're going to keep holding yourself to this relationship because now what was once $1,000 is now $2,000. But you have to understand though, if you let go of that situation that's holding you back, you don't know what would happen. And I'm telling you personally, I was in a situation, and luckily, I will say this, dude walked away. It was me that was like, why are you leaving, this, that? But him leaving was the greatest thing ever. And I feel like I got so upset and scared of him leaving because I came out here by myself. So I'm like, who am I gonna like? I don't know anybody. I'm just here by myself. Should I go back to New York? This, that. So that was the scare for me. But I promise you, every day after that, my days just got brighter and brighter. I felt it. Like it was like a weight lifting, slowly lifting, I would say, because there were like a few days I would cry and I'm like, I'm here alone. Um, but I started to, one day I just walked outside and it was just like everything. It was like maybe there was like some sort of dark shades over my eyes, but it was like it just opened up and I just started smiling. I was like, oh my God. I feel me. Like I feel like myself. Like I'm coming back into myself. He's not here. I can breathe. Like, you know what I'm saying? And um I'm actually glad he left. He kept trying to say things were me, but at some point you gotta take accountability that there were things that you were just overly paranoid about that didn't exist. So and I'm not gonna say it was entirely him, but there were just things that, people tend to play on with people's emotions. And that was his thing. He played a lot of games with women's emotions, let me say. Um, what if you had known this person for years with so much history and you truly love and care for that person, and that person always supported, loves you, cares for you, and doesn't want to lose you, just basically claiming you mean a lot to their life? Just asking. Are you saying, what are you saying? Like if you cut them off? Um, I mean, just looking at your question alone, I have history with my family. I have history with my cousins. And two of them got cut off. I can love you from a distance. I can care for you from a distance. I could wish the best for you from a distance. But I'm trying to understand, are you saying, is there something bad about them to why you would need to cut that off? Because if you have history with somebody and everything's going good and they care for you, I wouldn't cut that off. But if you're saying if somebody loves you and there's history, but they have something negative about them, or they always speak negativity, or negatively, then I would say you would know when to cut someone off. Like for instance, the girl, I really didn't cut her off, but I had to leave her situation alone. So yeah, sometimes I call and I check in with her, see how she's doing. But for the most part, it's not like what it was. She's not coming over. Um, we don't speak as much as we used to when it comes to her situation. She's more so afraid to talk to me about certain things. And I told her, I was like, you can vent to me, but understand I won't have anything to say to you. And at some point, I'm going to tell you, like, what is the complaint for? Because you already know what I said in the past. You're only complaining and still staying. And you've been complaining for the longest. This time he put his hands on you and you're still staying. You're saying he's trying to work on stuff now because you threatened marriage once again. Has it not been that before? You're still staying. So what advice can I really give? There's no advice for me to give because you chose to stay. You know what I'm saying? So meaning, should I cut that person off? Being that it's hard to cut that person off with the history that we have. Is it something, what I'm saying to you, is it something that they did? Is it something that's wanting for you to cut them off? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying to cut people off just because. Um, I feel like you would know specifically if somebody is for you or not. Um, if you feel like this person is not for you, regardless of the history, then maybe you need to kind of take a break from them, or see how they react when you kind of just take some time to yourself. And that's another thing you can do. Taking time for yourself is going to look selfish to other people, and that's what it did to my cousin. I took time for me. I was trying to clear my head. So many a times she would write me, and it wasn't the time for that. I was going through my own motions of emotions, and it was like she didn't understand it. And she called me one day, and I told her, I'm like, listen, I'm trying to focus. I'm not all for this. And then she came back and she kept doing the same thing. Now that she heard from me, it was back to the same negativity, all this men problems, this is that. And I'm just like, I am not in the headspace for that. Like, I was really tunnel vision. I was like, I gotta focus. I gotta focus. I gotta get this done. I'm manifesting. I'd be great at this job. This is that. I had no time for none of that. So what if the person has a heart, but they have so many issues? Um, he's a hurt people type of person, basically constantly lying and doing things to hurt me, then always saying sorry, that type of scenario. That's the best way I can explain that kind of scenario. Yes, I agree. Taking time for yourself is positive and well needed. Okay, so that I would definitely cut off. Reasons why I say that is because if this person, they like to sabotage basically, and what is the word? They don't like to take account. Well, saying sorry is okay, but it depends on how they say sorry. You could say sorry and not even really mean it. You know what I'm saying? Or is he saying sorry like, hey, I'm sorry for, doing this, that. But I also feel like if you have to constantly apologize, you are not sorry for doing this shit. So, because people create habits. It's okay to make a mistake, but people create habits. Okay. That's like, for instance, a cheater. Um, And I asked this question to somebody before. Is a cheater a person that cheats once or more than once? And they told me a cheater is somebody that cheats more than once. Because if you cheat, maybe it's really a mistake. You made the mistake of cheating, you never done it again. So that doesn't characterize you as a cheater. Versus you going out and sleeping multiple times with that person or different women. Oh yeah, you're a fucking cheater. So um the apologies and the sorries and apologies are always deep yet constant and wants to make things better, but they never do. And also depending on the people he has in his life who are also toxic. Yeah, to me, cheaters never change. Yeah. personally, I feel like, if somebody cheated once or whatever, it just depends on the level of cheating. Even if it is a mistake that one time, it just depends on how far you went. Let me see. So for your situation, I would definitely let that go regardless of history, because you got to understand, once again, holding on to certain people, just because of the fact of the history doesn't do anything for you. Reasons why I say that is they really could be stunting your growth. They don't have to live with you. They don't have to do none of that. Like I said, this friend of mine, she doesn't live with me, but I invested so much time into her problems and her relationship that it was taking away from me and my family. Like, we always had something to talk about when she left, and it wasn't us talking about each other, it was us talking about her situation. And I'm not saying it was like bad talk, it was just like, yo, like, I feel bad for her. And then you want to call and check up on her when you should probably be having movie time with your significant other or having time with your child. That's what I mean. And we even tried to be around her husband, and it was just fake. Like, when I tell y'all I have discernment, I really mean that, because you'll be able to weed out who is not for you. Um, Narcissistic is the word that I was looking for. So the friend that you have is a narcissist, because, in a sense, a narcissist, because narcissistic people, they don't like to take accountability. But as you said, this person has a heart, but they're a person that likes to hurt people and constantly lying, doing things to hurt you or whatever. Why would you want that for your life? Why would you want someone to constantly hurt you and then sit here and say, "Oh, I'm sorry," multiple times? At some point, they're not sorry. They're just saying it because you're the friend that sticks around. You're the friend. And I don't want to use this word, but I have to, because it's the realness in me and I've dealt with it myself. People will look at you as weak. Why I say that is because if you allow people to treat you a certain type of way and you're constantly forgiving to that, they will look at you as weak, and they will also feel like, okay, well, I could keep saying this to you because you don't mind it. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. Oh, shoot. Well, there goes that. Guys, I saw a spider just now. I have no idea where it went. Um, but let's hope it ran the other way. Anyway, that was so random. Um, yeah, let's see. Yes, narcissist, and whenever you call them out on it, they get defensive. Yes, that is a narcissist. So I would personally say that I'm still trying to find that spider, y'all. Like, I literally turned my back to get my slipper and it disappeared. Um, I would definitely say that you have to have discernment, for one. But if you realize that maybe this person is holding you back from other friendships that can cause you to grow, cause you to change personally for yourself. Because let me tell you, I had to realize there were certain people that I had to maybe cut off for a little bit. There were people I had to just cut off for good. Um, and when I did that, a lot of things changed in me. Like, don't get me wrong. If you piss me off, you're gonna either get them hurting words or you're gonna get them hurting fists. But I just got to a point where I'm just like, I don't want that for my life. I want to be around people that are elevating, that are talking about business, that are getting out of miserable situations. I could say, like, right now, I have two friends that I don't mind talking to about what they got going on, because they got out of their miserable situation and are doing good for themselves. They didn't let bills worry them. They didn't let the fact of what the other person was doing worry them. It was just growth. It was happiness after that for them. It was like, I don't have this baggage of worrying about this person. Yeah, they got kids by these people, but they're not like, oh my God, like I really broke up with them. Like maybe I need to get back with them. No, some of them stayed longer than they should have, but thankfully, with them still having breath in them, they were able to leave the situation alone. And I used to tell like one of my friends, like, your problems or whatever's going on is probably because of this. Your health situation is probably happening because of this. And once they let that go, they were able to smile more. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know what would happen for you. You just gotta do some shit. You gotta try some shit. Like, and it's not to sound foul to anybody in this podcast. If that relationship is not for you, and you might be like, yes, it is, yes, it is, yes, it is. Sit with yourself because you will know what is for you and what is not. Sit with yourself and be true to yourself. Is this what you want? Um, some of us tend to hold on to stuff longer than we should. Um, some of us may try to stray away from the realness of us letting go because we don't want to let go. You know what I'm saying? And don't do that to yourself. Be real with yourself. Because at the end of the day, if the world is not real with you, you have you to be real with. You know what I'm saying? And that's what people forget. People look more so for the world to be real with them, forgetting that not everybody is going to always be genuine and real with you. So why try to stray away from that? Why try to put that on the back burner? Why put yourself through situations that you know you wouldn't want for yourself? And this is coming from someone who went through shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying everybody's perfect. There's been times that I sat in situations because of me, because of my low self esteem at the time. Had I had been the Shamika or the Soleil that I was when I was 17, 18, and then I met the dude who was crazy at 21, he would have never got me for 4 years, maybe a year, maybe some months. But I let myself sit in that because I lost myself because I was trying to challenge myself and I was so hard up on myself. I was so upset about my past situation, just in family life and stuff, that I let that course run longer than it should have. Um, I've always said this to others. You have to always be real with yourself and you have to trust yourself. So, yeah, going back to your situation, if you know, that's not even a question you need to ask me. Glad you brought it to the podcast, though. Be real with yourself. Is that a situation you want to go through? Like, I say to myself right now, I had to apologize to somebody because I really went off on this person. I went off on them bad. And then I had to apologize because I'm like, you know what? I shouldn't have did that. I was in my feelings. I was upset. And I feel like you were just going back and forth with me on Facebook, but you didn't want to say. And instead of asking them, I just was like, yo, you dead ass talking about me. So I went off on them. But I was real with myself in that moment and I was like, would I really want somebody to treat me like that or talk to me like that? So that goes back to your situation, Ty. Like, would you really want somebody to sit there lying to you, talking to you any type of way, and then coming back and just apologizing to make you feel like, oh, he's still gonna be around, so I'm gonna say the same thing later. Just give me a couple days. As long as I say sorry, he'll be back. We've been friends for this. I don't give a fuck how long we've been friends. You do me dirty or you do me any type of way that's not forgivable, we have a problem. Just don't talk to me. Period. I'm not even gonna hold you. When I was younger, some friends did stuff to me. Guess what? They still don't know to this day that I did shit back to them. They don't know why, because I'm just that bitch. And that was my younger self. You know what I'm saying? Like, even still to this day, they don't know what I did. But I'm just like, ain't no point in talking about it. It is what it is. I feel self-esteem is the number one because of why I got into the relationship I did. Yeah, your self-esteem, if you're wait, oh, I just realized who said this. Um, if your self-esteem is low, or you haven't, let me say, you haven't had the time to build up your self-esteem due to a prior situation or relationship, you're not going to be able to see the greatness of what you really are or could become. And I'm not saying that the person that you are with um is stunting that growth, because maybe you can grow with certain people, but you also have to give yourself some grace and some time to be there for you. Um um but there's also this thing though, like, okay, for my friend's situation, she knows that she should not even be in this marriage or this relationship. It was until I came to her and I really been that type of friend to her. Yes, we didn't talk for a couple months, but for her to come back, because I thought I would never hear from her again, for her to come back and she's like, I miss your friendship. You're the only one who's really been this real with me. And I know, like, I gotta still. People realize it while they're in the situation too, because lo and behold, I was probably her heaven sent angel. It's just now her who has to take the approach, but she talks down on herself. Her self esteem is not there. I don't know if it's because of who she's with. Um, I couldn't tell you. Um, no, I won't. I don't want that at all. And I know myself, what I'm worth and what I deserve. There's way more to the story, but just know I'm trying to be strong and holding my ground and even separating myself if needs be. Don't wait to separate yourself. Separate yourself now so you can know and value yourself even more. Because if you say you know yourself and what you're worth, you know you're not worth that. That's just being realistic. I can't say any other way. We don't have time to really sit around. Like, guys, think about it. So many people are dying every day. Thankfully, it's not us, but so many people are dying every single day. People would rather hug our dead bodies or put money towards our dead bodies or our funerals than helping us out in living form, human form. I just wrote that the other day on my Facebook. Like, people will throw money to a cause of burying you. But the moment you ask for some sort of help, and sometimes I understand people really don't have it. Like, if somebody came to me right now, I would be honest with you. I would say I don't have it because I'm moving. I'm taking the time out to save up everything, especially with my daughter's condition. There's a lot of things that I have to take heed to and put money towards. But I tell you, hey, I think I could have it for this day or this week. So I got you then. I keep it real with people. I have to, because I would want somebody to do the same for me. I'm not saying that's always gonna happen, but definitely God will show me and be like, "Hey, this person wasn't real with you." You have, when you have discernment and you know yourself and love yourself, you can weed out people easily. Um, so yeah, if you know your worth, you should know that that person doesn't need to stick around any longer, regardless of you holding your ground. Holding your ground and saying, "Okay, yep, done with that person." Get out of your own misery. Don't let people bury you in your own misery, because aside from people being in their misery, people can actually put you in your own misery. You will start to believe what people tell you. If somebody came around today and said, "Oh, you're fat, you're sloppy, you're just dumb, da 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 da," and you're like, "Damn, I used to think that about myself," or "Damn, my family member used to say that when I was younger." So now as you're older, you start to believe that same shit, regardless of how long you knew that person. If it's somebody that's coming in that's new, if it's an old friendship and they say this, have the fucking discernment to walk the fuck off and say, "You can't tell me about myself," because little do you know, I'm sitting on, that cloud where my self-esteem lets me look above and beyond everybody else, and I'm high enough to know that I have the confidence in myself to keep it moving and pushing way beyond you. Get out of your own misery. Do not let anybody put you in misery. Um, you have everything you need. You know what I'm saying? You know what you need. You have everything you need. That's you. You have you. You got to understand. Yes, we yearn for friendships, but you have to have the mindset of what kind of friendships that you're looking for when you get older. We're not looking for the friendships anymore where we sit around all day playing video games, not worrying about bills, none of that. We're looking for the friendships where we can have people that are really there for our mindsets, that are really there to motivate us, that are really there to help us venture off in business, or that we can really click with when it comes to family. And there's not no bad smoke with that. We don't have these minute conversations anymore. Hey, you want to go play devil out your tag outside? I would love to play tag and have fun. But if you're just sitting there and not doing what you need to as an adult, then there's a problem. What's wrong with playing video games? That is a problem. You have an addiction. I can't, no. I I said playing all day. If you're on a game 24 hours, like you don't have nothing to do, like you don't have to eat or piss or shit or pay a bill or take care of your kids, that is a problem. That's what I mean. So if you're on your game 24/7 or more than you sleep, that is a problem. So I love video games, but I'm let me put it this way. If you are playing video games, cool. Have fun with it. Play video games with your kids if you can, which is significant other. But if you are playing video games 16 hours and then you work 8 hours, where the fuck are you sleeping or washing your ass? Where the hell are you eating at? If you are playing video games to make money as a career, oh, I'm gonna shut my mouth. I have no problem with that. You are business mindset. You know what you're trying to do. You trying to elevate. You trying to get money off of playing video. Do that. I commend that. If you have a group that you sit with and y'all talk about video games where y'all can elevate and make money off of Twitch or whatever, do that. Okay. What I'm saying for the people that just sit there and don't be mindful of the things that are around them, or don't take the time out to actually meditate or be there for themselves, that's a problem. But I mean, I take it. Yeah. We know that already. But I'm just saying, like, if you constantly on video, as soon as you come home, you don't even take off your work clothes. You just jump on the game, or you don't even make dinner or whatever. You ain't shit. That's what I mean. People be making big money off that. Hell yeah. Especially YouTubers that started going into gaming and they do Twitch shows, so they already got like a name behind them. They making money just to sit there and talk to people like a podcast. They are making money off of Twitch. I honestly thought about Twitch and I was like, I should probably just do The Sims, but I don't be having the time for all that. I don't want to sit there all day on my butt and just do that. Like I gotta move. I don't. But anyway, like I said, you have everything you need. You have you. And if you're a firm believer in God, you have God. If you have a pet, they ain't gonna talk back. You have your pet. So and then that's when you cross the bridge of finding people that are willing to listen, that are not willing to talk spit about you. I'm not gonna lie, if you piss me off, I probably talk way more shit than I should about you. I did it to my cousin because she burnt too many bridges. She done crossed the Brooklyn Bridge, George Washington Bridge, and another damn bridge just in New York one too many times with me. So yes, you gotta get the cut the fuck off, and I'm gonna talk my shit about you because now you pushing buttons that I done hid in places that you shouldn't be pushing. So yeah, that's just my take on it. And see, I told y'all, I was like, I didn't think this episode was gonna be the full hour, and it was. Y'all, anyway, if y'all could take anything back from this message, if you want to rewatch this video, I release my episodes by the next day after the live. So tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend about this episode. If I could be a motivational person to anybody, with just my stories, a lot of my stories I haven't gone in depth about. Shit, you might hear it on the next season. Open discussion is next fucking Sunday. That is the last episode of season 2. I made it all the way through of showing y'all this gorgeous ass face, even in the times where I probably felt like a bum, but I did it. thank you guys so much. Send in your questions. We're definitely going out with a bang. I'm thinking about buying confetti, y'all. But we going out with a bang. Open discussion. It will be my last week in this household that we're in. We are moving. I'm excited. So that makes it a whirlwind of better. Some of my podcasts, you may start seeing me actually talking to you guys live while I'm cooking, chefing up. So it's so much to come to my new season. I'm excited. You guys will get to see a snippet of the new place, especially in the kitchen area, because that's where I'm gonna be at cooking. Like I said, it depends on the episode. I may do an earlier time because who the fuck is cooking dinner at 8 o'clock? Not me. So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you. Message me, please. I am definitely open to getting more questions for open discussion. I have a few sitting, but definitely keep sending your questions. I'm ready. I'm fucking ready. And if you are interested in joining for next week on live, we can do virtual. We could do it. If you guys have a friend that wants to sit in with me, I don't care who it is. If you just want to pop in, say hi, show your face, and say bye, totally cool with that. Open discussion is whatever. We airing it all out, dirty laundry, all types of shit. You might get to hear my jail story. Who knows? I don't think I'm that generous yet, though. But I love you guys. Thank you again for tuning in to another Soleil City podcast. I will see you next Sunday. I don't know why I was about to say something. I was about to say next season. I will see you next Sunday for open discussion. Please, please, please. I want to see my highest fucking number for open discussion. So please share the link. Just tell a friend, hey, jump on just for an hour. She's dope. Whatever the fuck you want to tell them. Let them see this so we can get a good ass turnout. This chat should be jumping next Sunday, okay? I will be sharing the shit out of this. I love you guys so much. Thank you. Happy early birthday again, Ty. Enjoy it. See y'all next Sunday.